So, who we here with today? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Is it exit miss? Is it exit miss? Why
So,
is shit ox? Is it like Matt Ox? Or is
huh?
ox like a bull?
Yeah, Ox is a bull, I think.
Hmm.
But so where are you from? How old are you? And what do you do?
I'm from South Florida. I'm 20 and I make music. I work with musicians. Just exist in this music scene.
Hell yeah. So, what inspired you to start making your own music?
It was probably like, I mean, for most people it was like around my age, like COVID. I was probably like, say I was like 15 or something, and I was doing music in school and like with friends and shit, but being home, like I needed like an outlet for it, so I downloaded some like free DAW. It was like an FL clone. I was making like ambient tracks on that when I was like 15. I was like sharing it with my friends and shit.
Yeah. What were some
Yeah,
artists you listened to growing up that might have influenced your music? What were your favorite artists?
growing up was a good thing on my computer, so I could just like scroll back. But off top of my head, I could think like I was definitely on the like more like uh 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 uh, uh, uh mainstream rappers when I was younger. I wasn't like super in the underground. I was listening to like Travis and Cardi and like Tyler and shit and like Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Like very like front page kind of artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen
Yeah, I
to
was
that.
listening
Listen
to
to
shit
like
like yeah, I was listening to mainstream rap too. I was listening to Lil Pump in like 2017.
but that shit was hot, Like you listen to it because like it was like they were really churning out music. All those people.
Yeah, that was playing everywhere. I was listening to Ski
Yeah.
Mask to SoundCloud and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. Ski was huge. I was never like massive on him, but like I listened to a lot of X growing up, so I ended up hearing a lot of Ski Mask at the same time and like Juice.
Yeah.
You know, X
Uh,
was like kind of crazy because it was like he was really local to where I was. Like he was based really close to where I was. So going like middle school and shit, I remember just like you could not, you were just hearing a lot of like Uzi and X
yeah.
in Broward, and like X was like just like a huge like cultural icon for like younger kids at like a certain point.
Yeah. What's your take on the current underground scene? How do you feel like it is right now?
Um, it's it's definitely interesting. I don't think it's ever been the way it is right now, but I think right now it's entirely based on merit. You know, it's entirely based on like what is the personality you can come up to the camera with, and like does somebody resonate with this or do they not? You know what I mean? And a lot of people aren't like super. It's not that they're not super confident. It's that people don't know how to approach it and how to like be themselves in front of a camera, or they don't feel confident in themselves yet to put themselves in front of the camera because of the examples that have been put out already. And
Uh,
what does well right now, especially since like if we're being honest, the underground scene is more adjacent to like the Instagram pipeline than it is the TikTok pipeline. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I feel
Like
you. It's
Ian
always
exists
changing.
on TikTok. Ian exists on TikTok. Too Slimy exists on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bullymon and TDF exist on Instagram. They don't exist on like TikTok though. You know what I'm saying? It's like two hollis.
Yeah.
But I
Um.
think is really dependent on merit and just like who you know. So like not just who you know, but like what kind of sphere you exist in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't really make it without connections and shit.
Yeah, because that's like the web that your music falls into, and if it does well, then that web can kind of push your music forward. Somebody reposts you, somebody like puts you on,
Yeah, for sure.
is that kind of thing, and you move forward through those circles.
Yeah, facts.
But I think
Who
it's really dependent on like merit, though.
you listening to right now? Who's your current roster?
Right now, ooh, that's a good question. I'm fucking with Sneak. Sneak is like a ball hog artist. He's pretty fire.
Yeah, I know.
I fuck with 1300 Saint. He's really hard. I mean, I listen to my own music. That's like, can't not do that.
No.
Uh,
What do you think is next to blow up? What do you believe in?
ooh. Well, it depends what you mean by blow up, because it's like there are artists at different levels that like are getting ready for like a big push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you think is gonna be like mainstream next though?
Mainstream next.
'Cause me personally, I think the next person to reach like Osama San level is probably 1AM.
You think so?
Yeah. Nah, he's going up.
I think
like,
I think
feel like,
I think 1AM is really good. I think that he just his sound feels like muted, not like his sound in music, but his sound in like the sound he's making online, like the noise he's making around his name. Like when artists really start like rising to the top and like they're like shooting up to the top, it's like you can't stop hearing about them.
I
But
feel
when
like
it comes to 1AM, I do like 1AM too, mind you. Like he's a great artist, but I think on his marketing side is like it feels like it's mainly coming from his fans. Just like his fans are like, "Oh, you heard 1AM," and it's like, eh.
I feel like he
Like
finally found his
people
own
who don't listen to
sound.
1AM don't want to listen to him.
I feel like he found his own
He
sound.
definitely did.
I feel like
He did. He just has to.
He's growing early.
He has to package it right. He's gotta really like his next big push has to be like take this sound and package it for people to like understand it. You get what I'm saying? Like how when Osama Sun like hit that kind of like peak, like he's like, oh, King of the Underground, then he came out with Jump Out. There were mixed opinions on Jump Out, but my take from Jump Out was like, this is him trying to commercialize his sound. And it's not that you need to do that as an artist, but when it comes to like taking steps in growth as like an icon, you know, to people,
Yeah,
it's like you gotta
Osama
take that step.
Osama was kind of trying to be like the Rage Cardi on that tape. I feel
Yeah, for sure. I feel that too, but I feel like in his older music, it's like it's a little more messy. Like it's a little more just like rough. And Jump Out felt very like I like Osama Sun, you know, like I like the album and everything. I'm just like I try and break things down like on like a different level because I'm trying to see what they're trying to do with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see like what was your goal with this album, not just like to get numbers, but like what's the cultural relevance of this album? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like 1AM definitely has what it takes to get like 1 million followers and some shit.
For sure. It's all dependent on his merit and what he puts out, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like when I say that this thing is based on merit, it's like it doesn't even matter what level you're at. It's dependent on like what kind of noise there is around your name. And if there's like this is how like labels are getting away with like Plants and Underground and shit, is that like they understand this noise shit. They know that like if there's noise, people are going to be attracted to it.
Yeah.
I think 1AM is really good and has tons of potential, but he's definitely like taking his own path to do it, you know?
Yeah. But who do you
And if
believe
that's what he
is-
wants to do, he got it, you know?
Who do you believe is gonna like go mainstream, like 1 million monthly listeners?
Go mainstream, like 1 million monthly listeners. Is Che not already at 1 million?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he'll probably get there once he drops his album.
He's probably like at a few hundred. I think he's like 300,000-400,000.
Yeah, he's probably around there, but he's I mean, no shade to 1AM. I definitely have Che over 1AM, but I think that's just like an artist thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Che is like should already be there. I think his last album was really good. It's just like it's a similar thing with 1AM. It's like the noise around the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that these guys need to be going out and trying to make more noise or anything, but you could see where there's like a disconnect in like an artist like Che has way more respect than an artist like Two Hollis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Two Hollis has like double Che's monthly listeners.
Yeah, Two Hollis.
Are they real streams? I don't know. I don't know.
Is past 1 million already, I think.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, I think people are pretty accepting of the fact that he's just like a plant.
well, yeah, he kind of is. I mean, a little bit.
But you
was
can see
making music
how.
before. People love that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to know how to make music.
I feel like
But
the thing with Two Hollis is, I think what happened was his mom was kind of like waiting for him to get good with music and wait for him to find his sound and, you know, like take music serious. And then once he saw that he was gaining a little bit of like attention, and he was like, okay, now you got it. And then she kind of like pulled the switch on it and then kind of.
no, definitely. Like he had a path set up for him.
Because he was hanging
Like
out
he had a
with-
route to walk now.
He was out hanging out with Skrillex at like age 7 and shit.
Well, his mom was a manager for Skrillex, and his
Yeah,
mom also,
exactly.
I think, currently or recently, was a lifestyle coach for The Weeknd. So she's still super tapped in with the industry.
Yeah.
So Two Hollis, and I mean, no shade to Two Hollis either. Like he's an artist, he makes music. He just had different circumstances than a lot of these artists do,
I think also,
you know.
it's
And he
not-
played his cards how he played them.
Yeah, I think he is kind of an industry plant, but also at the same time he kind of deserves it because I think his music is good. Although he's pretty much just like Nate Sib Part 2. Like he's pretty much just a clone of
Yeah.
Nate Sib, but he's still.
I mean,
good.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't deserve to be where he is, but because like they're industry plants that flop all the time, you know.
yeah, most of them are.
They're industry
ass.
plants that don't do well. And Two Hollis actually has fans. He actually has listeners, and like he actually has a sound, which is like another thing.
Yeah.
I don't think the only issue I had with him like blowing up through underground rap is like he's not really a rapper. Like I don't think it was good for him to, or his label rather, to brand him as a rapper when he like first came out, because then the immediate switch was just like everyone's going into his projects expecting him to rap, and then it's like when the rapping isn't there, people are like, okay, so you're just a producer.
He's
like, no, he's an
definitely more of
EDM
a
artist.
Electronic music.
Yeah.
So what's your number one goal with music? What do you want to achieve?
For world domination. Nah, I'm trying to get like I'm just trying to make noise about the right things. That's really it. I'm trying to get good messages out to people. I'm trying to affect communities in a good way, you know. There's a lot of music that's like kind of directionless, and there's not a lot of like goal in mind. There doesn't feel like there's a goal in mind with the music. It's just like music to be music. And I get that, like music is fun, but I think music could have a deeper, and music does have a deeper meaning, you know. The type of music you listen to kind of defines who you are as a person. So, and I mean, I'm still working on my music, you know. I don't think I'll ever be at a point that I'm like comfortable with my sound. Like I'm always wanting to get better because I have like high standards for myself. But long term, I just want to make an impact on people.
Yeah. Who's your favorite artists, producers, and shit like that to work with?
To work with, like in my scene, let me see. Prods. Shout out 10 Wishes. That's one of my boys. He hit me when he was just starting, and he was like ass, and then I've watched him like get super fire.
Yeah.
15 DRT he's fire. He was on the Picasso album. He's really good. He's hard. He just had Too Slimy just rapped on his shit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
No,
of
he's
his
tough.
stuff.
Grandmaster is really tough. He does like step team shit.
Yeah.
He's really tough. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. Let me think. Rappers, 40 Gone. I gotta put on 40 Gone always. He's tough. He's one of the only rappers I've really like run into in this shit that's like he's consistent. He wants it. He makes good music. He like actually raps in his shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, even if he takes breaks, like he always comes back. He's like, yo, I'm doing 30 days straight of like doing this shit. I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got banned a little bit ago. He was about to hit like 1K or something, I think.
Who would be your dream collab artist if you could collab with one artist?
Wait, before that, I gotta put on Wobble Boss,
All right.
Wobble King. You know what I'm saying?
Who would be your
Real
dream
shit.
collab?
You gotta put on Lee Kevin. Dream collab. I would say for right now, or like generally, like way in the future. I'll do right now. I say like right now I'm trying to collab with Too Slimy. Probably like Peru Baby. And I Love You Kevin probably.
Yeah.
I'll run those up.
How about one producer? Like if you could get a beat from one producer.
Ooh, one producer right now. Ooh, that's tough, dude. That's mad tough. I would say Sebi, but I could just hit him for a beat. He's just gonna like say some bullshit though. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. If you get on some TDF shit, that could be hard.
Yeah. You feel like you'd go hard on an OK beat?
Yeah, I've been on an OK beat.
Yeah, actually, how did you get that beat?
That was a while ago. I was kind of going on like a run of like dropping single. I was like dropping every single week for like 2 or 3 months. And my boy Jaishi hit me with that beat. He co-prod it with OK.
Oh,
That was like a
okay.
big moment for me. Cause I was just like, this is like crazy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing nearly as much then. I was just like, my real focus was just like getting music out, like a ton of music out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do have a lot of those songs like privated from like that run that I went on, but you know, I kept the good stuff. And it's like, I think I told you when I was sending you stuff to put on your page, like my sound changes a lot just because I'm always looking for like different sounding shit. Like when I'm trying to get beats, like I'll be in ruts of like not making music because I can't find beats. And I produce myself some of a producer, so I find it's easier to just focus into producing. While me, if it's like I'm going 50-50, like I'm trying to produce and I'm trying to rap, I'm trying to do my cover arts, I'm trying to do other stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not putting my all into producing, and on top of that, I'm like picky. So I'll take.
Your voice kind of cutting off.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the internet.
Oh, here, let me just put my shit closer.
That's
good.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself going in like 5 years?
5 years from now, shit, I gotta be like. I definitely see myself signed in 5 years, like signed somewhere big.
Yeah. How much you think you would sign for?
It depends what the deal is, but my thing with signing is like, I would definitely try to get signed to like one of these artist collectives. You know what I'm saying? Like something run by an artist through a label, through a bigger label.
Yeah.
So like I could climb my way through that. You get what I'm saying? Like this is just hypothetical. I'm not saying that this is like my goal. Let's say it's like Opium.
Yeah.
And they do like Opium, and then they have the YBL shit that Apollo Red is on. If we're using this hypothetical, because it's just like the first thing that comes to mind when you think of like an artist label. If let's say like Destroy Lonely heard my music and was like, oh, Carter, you gotta sign this kid, some like bullshit. Here, give him the contract to YBL. I wouldn't just go sign that for an amount of money. I would have to talk to them about like, okay, what's my progression here? Is it just like I'm gonna release these albums with YBL, then y'all drop me, or is there like a progression? Do I get to like step up into the next layer? Do I get to like the Opium, and then like outside of that, where do I stand with UMG and shit? You know, I don't see myself as like, I don't know. I know that artists get like kind of thrown around in the industry, especially when you get to like label level shit. So I need to kind of just like announce myself as like have like presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Well, we gonna put you in our collective for sure, but that's not really a label and shit. There's no money in that.
Not yet.
Yeah, we got. I would like to like run a label. Like that's one of my. If I could like find a, like if I had like millions right now, I'd definitely be signing artists and shit. I'd start a
Yeah,
label.
for sure. You just gotta start something that like starts printing out money for you. You gotta hit the money glitch.
Yeah.
You gotta do something with like your label, and what you need to do is create a moment. Create a moment that garners attention with your label. Do something with one of your artists or some shit, and like it goes viral. Then you capitalize on that with something, you know? Could sell a service, you could do a show, you could do merch or some shit.
Yeah.
But with the internet, it's like you got to create a moment. That's like why I said at the beginning, it's like this underground rap shit is all merit based. It's based on like what people see and what people's reactions are, you know? It doesn't matter if it's like technically good or not. It's just like, are you creating content that people want to see? They're trying to like turn artists into content creators and shit. There's like a weird thing going on with that right now. Like people got the issue is that everybody has an opinion. Everyone is like, you gotta treat people like they're smart, because everyone in their own mind is like the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like everyone's trying to start
So it's
streaming now.
Dude, everyone's a critic. That's the thing. And streamers work hand in hand with the labels right now. It's like labels are funding streamers and shit, and they're not really talking about that too much.
Yeah, fucking.
But they're funding.
Young Thug.
They're
said he's
funding
gonna start
smaller
streaming.
streamers. I wouldn't be surprised. Kodak was streaming. I think Snoop Dogg was streaming. They were on Kick.
I think
They just weren't consistent.
Young Thug went on Aiden Ross streaming. He said he's gonna start streaming and not do music anymore.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. He's
He can just do whatever, bro. He has it.
This is a hot take. I think he needs to experiment more. I think he's like, I don't know. I think people in his circle are like uber glazing him, and like he's getting away with some bullshit.
He can't do a lot now. He can't talk about gang violence and shit because he's out on like.
He never really was talking about that crazy heavy though. It's just like he needs to experiment with his voice more. That's really what it is. It's just getting long, like,
bro.
Yeah, so I could imagine like him being away from just like that music mindset. Even if he was recording music, it's like that studio mindset, because artists at that level is like they're in the studio every single day, or they try to be. The best artists try to be in the studio every single day. Like Future got a thing like he does not miss a single day in the studio, even if he's just like spitting some flows out on some bullshit. It's like every single day he goes to the studio to brush up, just make sure he's like his shit is like on lock, you know?
Yeah. What was mine to ask? Yeah, what was your childhood like, and did that influence your music?
Oh, well, I'm Guyanese, so growing up, I heard a lot of like just Caribbean music, you know, and I wasn't super into that, like the rhythms and shit. But as I got older, I tried to appreciate it a little bit more. But when we weren't in Guyana, when we were here, because I was born here, but we would visit Guyana a lot when I was younger. When we were here, I would just hear a lot of like radio shit. But
Yeah.
my mom was like kind of particular about certain things, you know, like she only gonna listen to like Rihanna. Like she's not gonna listen to Lady Gaga. She's gonna listen to Rihanna, or she's
Yeah.
gonna listen to Sia because that's like close enough to Rihanna, or she was writing for Rihanna or something. So I was
Yeah.
listening to a lot of that kind of like just that music. Like I remember when Anti dropped, that was the first like not the first, but that was one of those albums that dropped, and I was like, oh, this is like a big album that's dropping, you know,
Yeah.
like Anti by Rihanna. Um, I don't know. I grew up in Broward. I listened to a lot of just like shit that people were listening to on the internet. You know, I was hearing Lil Pump, I was hearing X, I was hearing Kodak. You know, you can't not hear Kodak and be from Florida.
Yeah.
Just like Kodak is like law out here. Kodak lives really close to me, like here. When I was in school, people would like see him at the gas station and shit. One of my friends was like riding bikes with him in his neighborhood or some shit.
Yeah.
Um, shit. Who else? Young Simi. That's a pull. If anyone is like watching this and knows who that is, that's it. That's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, and then I was just listening to like what was popular on the internet and shit, you know, like 2017, like everyone's gonna listen to Brock Hampton, everyone's gonna listen to Drake, everyone's gonna listen to Childish Gambino. That's just like what was hot. I fucked with Amine really heavy though when he was like doing his shit with like 1.5, and I think when he did Limbo was when I kind of stopped tuning into what he was doing. But like Good For You and 1.5, that was my shit off of him. 454 is another artist out of Florida. He's from like Gainesville or something though. He's really cool. I remember he was doing his shit and then he got the co-sign from Frank Ocean. That shit was crazy. I don't really know. He dropped an album kind of recently. I think it was called like Fast Tracks. That was cool.
Yeah. Was your family religious at all?
No, actually not at all. Cause so it's mostly like Muslim religious stuff surrounding our like overarching family, but there's like a trend of like Hindu people marrying Muslim people, which is super like sacrilegious and like unorthodox, and people get like what's the word, that's the thing, like people get disowned by their families for like in like old culture and shit. So growing up I didn't really have like much culture that we practiced or like religion specifically, you know, mainly just like Guyanese culture, and like I kind of had to learn from just like being in Broward, being in South Florida, just like being around this kind of shit. That's kind of just like how I grew up. I was never really like, because, and another thing is like elephant in the room is that I look Indian, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As like a rapper and shit, but that's not something I ever really grew up around, you know? That's not because my parents aren't from there, and on top of that we didn't really practice much really on the religious side. So it was really just like we look a certain way, and then on top of that the actual Indian people here were super like weird about it. It's like a kind of like a, it's an unspoken thing, but Indian people are like fake racist to Guyanese people. It's like they think we're like ghetto. You know how there's racism between like African people and African American people?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a thing like that.
Bro,
because
I'm not gonna lie.
the history is weird.
If you're Indian, I don't think you can afford to call anyone ghetto, bro. That might be the most ghetto country of all.
Yeah, but it,
It's
like
just like a
if you look at the
slum.
history, it's like with the history is that Guyanese people were people who were in the prison system in India, and they had a choice. It's like either you live here for the rest of your life and your entire bloodline is like cursed to live in the prison system for the rest of their lives, or you get on a ship and go and like work for your freedom or some shit.
Oh, I didn't
It
even
was
know that.
weird. It's some weird shit.
So
Yeah, I don't know. It's some weird
Guyanese
history
is
shit.
kind of like Indian, technically, right?
Yeah, but it's like a mix of like Aboriginal people and like black people.
Right.
So after like
Okay.
a couple generations, it's like it kind of mixed. I mean, I have different shit in me. I mean, I look Indian though. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like brown people and it's black people in Guyana.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's the main populations.
What do you do besides music? What other hobbies do you have?
Besides doing my own music, I mean, I like helping other artists. I give other people like creative advice for like their pages and shit. Just because with my music, I mean, I try and go hard with my music, but I have limitations myself. Like I can't always record every day.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of people to work with on making content and shit like that. So I like helping other people with what they're doing, like giving my own input. People who do like streaming and music, and people who are like music curators and shit.
Yeah.
I got other hobbies too, but nothing that's like outside of doing stuff in my house or like going out and doing shit.
Yeah.
I try and let this be my main focus.
So kind of like off topic. What are your favorite media, like music? Not music. Movies, TV shows, video games, shit like that.
Shit, I don't really be watching like movies and playing video games and shit. I could try. I mean, I could think of something. I could. I used to play video games when I was younger though. I played Fortnite with you the other day. Fortnite is like some super fried shit. It's like
Fortnite getting boring though.
it's like video game slop.
Shit's getting.
It's
This
like
shit is
some
falling off. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw a video that's like I can only play Fortnite when I'm drunk, and it's like he's like running into walls and shit. It's like super mindless, but it's simple. It's fun. I don't know. I don't want to like diss video games. I just don't really like play them too much.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with Mario Galaxy. That shit was nutty.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire on the Wii.
Yeah, that shit was nutty.
Um,
I was into that.
you got any like GOAT TV shows and shit like you watched?
Shit. Trying to think. I don't know. I don't really be watching shows. I just be looking at like Twitter and shit.
Yeah.
I'll be watching like Stephen A. Smith break down like some bullshit on Twitter.
Yeah. What, you got a message for the viewers and well, actually,
Message for the viewers?
Let me ask you first. You got any shit on the way people should know about?
Yeah, I think I want to drop something today. I'm like really inconsistent with my drops lately, but I just need to like stop thinking about it. I just got to start like posting more shit, just like putting out more, because that's like it's not even about getting myself out. It's just like building my catalog right now, because I know that my main focus is not like I'm not in a stage where I'm doing like a huge promo pushing myself, but I'm trying to build up to that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not Two Hollis, but like you were saying, Two Hollis had to get to a point before his mom was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger, like we're gonna go on this, you know? I'm still like building my sound and like building my core audience right now.
Yeah,
But I'm having fun doing it, you know? Yeah. I'm getting closer to just comfortably pulling it.
Yeah.
But I'm having a good time, honestly, just like building up my core audience and shit, and like making connections where I'm at right now. Just like building from here, going brick by brick, you know?
Yeah. So what will be your message to the viewers?
Don't rush the process, honestly, because like you got to build a strong foundation for yourself, because if the foundation is weak, the whole shit could crumble, you know.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do, and it's like it's never too just pace yourself, honestly, because like it's never too late to do things, but the clock is always ticking on certain things, you know. Move
Sure.
move with intention, you know. Don't do shit mindlessly, just move with intention.
Yeah. Yeah, facts, bro. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate you for your time. Thank you.
yeah, for sure.
I'll catch you later, bro.
I bet, guys, you see.